For nearly 25 years, John Walk taught music and life to the students of Gonzaga Prep. His choir room was a place of belonging and joy. Known for his humor, enthusiasm, and dedication, John's legacy resonates through the lives of his students and sings in the campus community he enriched.
Hey, you tell them that I am teaching music and that I will use anything from Beethoven to Billie Holiday to rock and roll if I think it'll help me teach a student to love music. Mr. Holland's opus. Confident, encouraging, in perpetual motion, fearless, magical, authentic, larger than life. Legend. Those are the words John Walk's students and colleagues used to describe him. And for nearly 25 years, this remarkable spirit forever had an impact on the lives of those of us blessed enough to come into his orbit, blending the power of music with the magic of connection. His voice still echoes through the halls, leaving an indelible mark on Gonzaga Prep. Born in Lewiston, Idaho in 1949, John was close with his family, especially his younger brother, Bob. We grew up in an idyllic time. We didn't have a lot of money, but there was a ton of love and fun, his brother Bob Walk remembers. We shared a bedroom and would have marathon Monopoly games. Our parents could hear the dice roll, and we could hear Dad coming down the hall. I slid the board under my twin bed, and after Dad left, John pulled it back out. That was my brother. John and Bob were active members of the Boy Scouts, each attaining the rank of Eagle Scout and attending the 1969 World Jamboree at Farragut State Park on Lake Pend Oreille. John graduated in 1968 from Clarkston High School and went on to attend Pacific Lutheran University in Tacoma, graduating in 1972 with a bachelor's degree in education, majoring in choral music. His first job was with the Kennewick School District. He served as the junior high vocal music director, and in the fall of 1974 obtained a high school choral directing position with the Libby School District in Montana. John had found his calling. His Libby choirs excelled at the highest levels of competition across the state. He also used his summer breaks to continue his education, and in 1978 he obtained his Master of Arts degree in music from Washington State University. Then in 1981, his life and career would change forever. John Walk was welcomed as the new choir director at Gonzaga Prep, a role he would transform into a legacy.
Under the direction of John Walk, this is Gonzaga Prep.
From his very first steps on campus, John felt at home. As he would later recall, you can feel the tradition in the hallways. It's really something special. He taught many choral classes at Prep and oversaw multiple choirs including Jazz Connection, Symphonic Choir, Phase 2 Jazz Choir, and Freshman Girls Concert Choir. His choirs received numerous awards at local, state, and regional choral competitions and festivals. He also had an impact on the music community across Spokane, directing the Spokane Area Men's Barbershop Chorus, teaching classes at both Gonzaga University and Whitworth College, and playing both piano and bass at Prince of Peace Lutheran Church in Spokane. John was also an active member of the Eastern Washington Music Educators Association, as well as other professional music organizations. For John, directing wasn't just a job, it was his craft. Music wasn't just a subject to be taught, it was how he brought confidence, creativity, and joy into the world. One of John's colleagues shared, John could walk into my office when I was at my wit's end and make some outrageous, unfiltered comment that would have me laughing before I even realized what happened. That was his gift, balancing the weight of the world with joy. But don't confuse his unbridled enthusiasm and occasional irreverence with lack of detail. John was relentless in his pursuit of excellence and demanded it from his choirs. He also believed wholeheartedly in his ability to get the most out of people. I can teach rocks to sing, he once said, and time again, he proved it. He once stopped a song that wasn't going well, apologized to the audience mid-concert, and said, "We can do better than this," and they did. And his choirs represented the entire student body. He welcomed the football player and the musician, the singer and the scholar. John Walk was a confidence builder and took chances with the kinds of music he taught and performed, from sacred music to jazz and rock and roll. And his rehearsals were spaces where students felt safe to take risks, to fail, and literally find their voices. both as performers and as people. He could see the divine light in us before we could see it in ourselves, recalls one student, and shine his students did, performing at venues from Montana to Vancouver, BC and beyond, entertaining everyone from dignitaries to inmates in prison, moving audiences to their feet and often to tears. John also made a huge contribution to the theater department at Gonzaga Prep, teaming up with Hall of Fame theater director and best friend Jack Delahanty to produce nearly 25 legendary musicals, from Little Abner to Cabaret. John Locke also trusted his students and knew they could shine with the opportunity and the right kind of encouragement. He balanced authority with being relatable, and everyone he taught knew he believed in them. Never was that more on display than with his legendary 50s concerts, where student singers and musicians teamed up to perform everything from Elvis to the Everly Brothers. Decades before American Idol and The Voice, John Locke gave his students a place to show their individual talent, and when the spotlight hit, they shone bright. During his years at Prep, John experienced perhaps the greatest joy of his life, the birth of his daughter and duet partner, Emily. Emily grew up on campus, attending every rehearsal and concert. His love for her was immense, but so too was his teasing, including once picking Emily up from middle school in the famous G-Prep bus, the Blue Goose. Her memories of her dad reflect not only a dedicated father, but also a man who gave endlessly to others, whether it was through music, service, or simply showing up when someone needed him. Even in the toughest moments, John's determination shone through. As one colleague put it, he taught until he couldn't stand anymore. Literally. That was his level of devotion. When John was diagnosed with brain cancer, the Gonzaga Prep community rallied around him and his family, reflecting the love and care he had shown them for decades, including covering all costs of his medical care. As his life came to a close on April 23, 2005, just weeks before Emily's graduation, John's spirit remained strong. In his final days, his home became a concert hall for friends, family, and former students who came to say goodbye. It even held a graduation ceremony for Emily, attended by members of the G-Prep faculty in full academic dress, so John could see his adored daughter receive her diploma from the place they both loved. John Locke brought so much to so many, but his most lasting gift was joy. Decades after his time at Gonzaga Prep, Bullpup students still honor his memory with the annual singing of his cherished arrangement of Jesus Christ the Apple Tree. They also carry forward his lessons of fearlessness, honesty, resilience, and an unwavering belief that they, like him, can someday teach rocks to sing. I cannot think of Gonzaga Prep without thinking about John Locke. He touched countless lives, including mine, and he made this world a better, a more harmonious, well, a more musical place. It is my distinct pleasure to welcome John Locke into Gonzaga Prep's Hall of Fame. And to you, Emily, and to all of your family, congratulations.
Please join me in welcoming John's daughter, Emily, to the stage to receive her award.
Oh, wow, I'm really glad I can't see all 450 of you. Well, as Michael said, I'm Emily, and one of my greatest privileges in life was to be John Locke's daughter. When I got the call from Michael informing me that my dad would be inducted into the Hall of Fame, I was overcome with an overwhelming sense of joy and gratitude, and a little sadness, as I wish it was my dad up here giving this speech instead of me. because while I acquired many of my father's wonderful qualities, public speaking was not one of them. So please bear with me. I do have a backup speaker if this starts to go sideways. So, first off, I want to say thank you for just such an incredible honor. If it were my dad up here, I know that he would be so honored and humbled to become a permanent staple in an institution that he considered a home for 25 years. For those of you who have ever been a part of a musical group, whether it be band or orchestra or choir, you quickly realize that music teachers are a special breed of educator, and that was very apparent if you ever met my father. Because unlike other teachers, especially at the high school level, your director is the one teacher that you will have every day for the next 4 years of your life. You soon realize that you're not just a part of a choir or a band, but you, along with your fellow classmates, become more like a family with friendships that last you your entire life. Even though I was an only child growing up, I never felt like one, because my father loved each and every one of his students as if they were his own. And that love and impact that he had on so many is very evident with the many familiar faces that I see here tonight, so thank you for being here. I grew up in the halls of Gonzaga Prep. I attended every concert, every musical, even orientations that I would get to forge my dad's signature, so if you accidentally got enrolled in choir, I'm sorry, that was me. But it wasn't until my senior year when he became sick that I truly understood why he loved this school so much. It's a combination of the amazing faculty and staff, the values and mission of Gonzaga Prep, but most of all, it was his students. When you put all of those factors together, you get a community that, in my opinion, is unmatched by any other school. So much so that it is the reason my daughter attends Assumption, and it's the reason I came back to be an assistant cheer coach for 9 years. I wanted my child to grow up in a community so that one day she can consider it family as well. Not to mention the fact that one day she will get to understand and appreciate the legacy that her Papa Walk has left behind. I've been told, "Thank you for sharing your dad with us" before, as if it was some type of sacrifice that I had made for having a teacher as a father. The reality of it is that I never had to share him. My dad was so electric and full of life and full of love that it just trickled down onto his colleagues and on his friends, but most of all to his students. Aside from his family, my dad's greatest joy in life was to be able to teach and inspire and connect with the hundreds of students that he came in contact with throughout his teaching career. From his very short stint as a junior high director, you can imagine why, to Libby, Montana, and then finally to Gonzaga Prep, where he was able to lay down his roots. I truly believe that it was his purpose in life. I think that my dad was too humble of a man to recognize or take credit for the lives that he touched, even after his students left the walls of Gonzaga Prep. But I do believe, though, that right now he is looking down and is able to see the lasting impact that he has left on those who he cared for the most in a school and in a community that he was so grateful to be a part of. So from the bottom of my heart, and on behalf of my family that is here tonight, thank you. Thank you to all the amazing faculty and staff that put this night in motion. Kathleen and Michael, you have been wonderful to work with. Frank, your videos were incredible tonight. Jack Delahanty, no one can quite describe my dad's presence on this earth quite like you. So thank you for every tribute that you have ever made to him. Thank you to all my dad's friends and colleagues that were willing to share their memories and experiences with them. But most of all, thank you to all of my fellow choir brothers and sisters who wrote in to nominate my dad for this incredible moment, and for those who are getting ready to join me on stage for one last final tribute. I don't think I could hold the title of being a true walk if I didn't end this speech in true John Walk fashion. And that would be to end this by wishing you nothing less than peace and love. So thank you so much.
The tree